traba con sin semana cuando ella tiró el basketball en la calle y ella corrió para recoger la pelota. Mi coche que iba rápido al vuelto de la esquina chocó la chica. El conductor estuvo bien, pero la chica es muy desafortunado. La chica se llama Sarah Joe y ella vivió en Sturbridge. Ahora para una entrevista con la familia. ¿Oíste una grita para ayuda? Sí, llame a la policía enseguida. El papá del chico le dio de CPR, pero él era con retraso también tarde. ¿Conoces a la familia? Sí, muy bien. La chica vino a mi casa todos los días para comer chocolate y la leche. Ella agradable. Ok, sí. Ahora volvemos a la oficina con la locutora para el pronóstico del tiempo. El tiempo parece es bueno en nuestra región. En el sur tenemos las tormentas, pero no hay desastres. En el oeste hace sol y en el centro la temperatura es alta. Oh, perdón. El sol en el oeste. Y en el centro la temperatura es alta. El termómetro dice es de 90 grados. Ahora para su local pronóstico del tiempo. El lunes, el tormenta. El martes, el sol. El miércoles, la tormenta. El jueves, el tormenta. El mal. Viernes, el sol. El sábado, la tormenta. Y el domingo, el sol y la tormenta. Perder el peso. Nada trabajo tan rápido como limpas. Es bien. Baje el peso en 30 días. 10 libras. Bebe 3 bebidas por día. Gracias, limpas. Both gibberellin and auxin are hormones that increase the growth in plants.
Whoa. Chemical control in animals.
24.2.
Learn how the nervous system in animals quickly responds to stimuli by sending electrical messages along nerves to various parts of the body. The chemical control system in animals, on the other hand, is usually a much slower system because most hormones must travel through the bloodstream to reach their target tissues, like plant hormones, though their effects on the organism may last hours, days, weeks, or even years.
Going to teach you. Secrete hormones directly into the bloodstream without the use of ducts. Such glands are the endocrine glands.
Glands on my body.
Well, the hypothalamus and the pituitary.
Pituitary gland.
Pituitary.
Could you repeat those?
All right. Ready? Go.
The top pointer.
The top pointer shows the pineal, The second shows the hypothalamus, and the last shows the pituitary. Pituitary.
Thyroid gland.
Yeah.
And this specialized cells in the stomach, adrenal, pancreas, lining of the small intestine, placenta during pregnancy, ovary, and testes. Suppose the concentration of a particular substance, such as a thyroid hormone in the blood, increases above the level required by the body. Then, negative feedback acts to decrease it. On the other hand, if the concentration becomes too low, negative feedback will act to increase the level. Now let's look at some specific examples of the hormonal control in humans.
As a meal, carbohydrates are broken down into glucose. As a result, high concentration of glucose begins to build in the small intestine, produced by a group of cells located in the pancreas.
If the level of a blood sugar is not regulated properly, such that a person has too much glucose in the blood, a variety of problems will arise. Such a person suffers from a disease, diabetes mellitus.
Diabetes. Could I get diabetes?
And there's a lack of insulin, preventing glucose from entering your cells. Glucose levels in the blood remain high. It's as if the shelves are full of groceries, but there's no way to get the food.
Types of diabetes, Tim. In one type, glucose cannot enter cells because cells in the pancreas do not produce enough insulin. This form of diabetes usually develops in people under 20 years of age and is known as type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is usually controlled by injections of insulin to maintain needed levels. Type 2 diabetes occurs because muscles and fat cells that normally take up glucose after a meal do not carry out the function adequately. It is much more common and occurs more frequently in overweight people over 40 years old. Diet and exercise have been shown to help reduce blood glucose in these cases. However, as the disease progresses, many people must rely on insulin injections.
Wait, what do I say again? Diabetes too. Scientists believe that insulin helps glucose enter cells by a process that brings more transport proteins to the plasma membrane.
And estrogen are called steroid hormones. The chemical structures of the steroid hormones are closely related to cholesterol.
Gland is embedded in bone.
The gland is embedded in bone below the hypothalamus of the brain. The hypothalamus senses the levels of various substances in the blood. As a result, it secretes releasing factors. These factors enter the bloodstream and cause the anterior pituitary to release its own hormones. Quick note on the control of the menstrual cycle. Follicular stage lasts about 10 days and is the beginning of the cycle. During the menstrual cycle, a follicle matures and releases an egg. The follicle develops into corpus luteum, releasing important hormones.
That's it?
Yep.
That's it.
That word.
You should know.
You should know.
Abscission is the dropping of a fruit from a place